So for story number one, this is kind of interesting. I haven't heard about this. And this was from Sunwing Airlines in Canada. And they're dealing with delays for a third day, and they're blaming like a cyber breach. A technical problem at Sunwing Airlines that continues to ground flights is being blamed on a data security breach at the company's third-party provider. A system that is up and running all the time, which never fails, was hacked. So what do you guys have to say about this story?
Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's my Argentinian nature where I doubt everything that I read on the newspaper, but I mean, could that be the real reason for the delay? Or maybe they are just blaming it to an ethereal cause, somebody from that cannot be pinpointed. I mean, yeah, we got hacked. I mean, that's a pretty regular excuse when somebody tweets something down here and they are forced to actually come clean and actually acknowledge the monstrous and horrible things they say here in Argentina. The first explanation is, oh, I got my account hacked. That wasn't me. So maybe that's the case. I don't know, maybe I'm being too suspicious.
So I would say they probably did get hacked, because if you remember a few weeks ago, there was a company that was like, oh, no, we didn't get hacked. We hacked ourselves, right? Like
Yeah.
in the US, everything is so litigious that people don't want to admit to ever being hacked. They're like, no, we released that data intentionally. So I think they probably did get hacked. And I think that this is very similar to Colonial Pipeline, right? Where like a cyber attack can shut down real world physical transportation or pipelines. And I'm glad that like this is only preventing new flights from leaving. As opposed to like flights landing, that would be much worse.
And here's my intersection here. It's why are we not talking about front foot versus back foot? So back foot is Colonial happens, right? And everybody deals with it, but we are front foot. So why wouldn't we like literally like put ourselves out there as front foot? Because everybody's always defensive, they're not reactive.
Yeah, I think the problem's been people see security as a cost center. And so whenever you have a cost center, you minimize cost, and then you clean up the mess when that doesn't work. So I think there's a good case to be made that you should be looking at security as preventative. And it's a penny for the prevention and a pound for the cure, right?
We need to be more positive. Like we need to tell these people, hey, you need to. It's really hard to get our dollars like to the CISO like suite until you get like the San Francisco 49ers when you get $62 million ransomware. You know what I mean?
I think, one of the things that drives prevention is regulation, but regulation is so notoriously slow. You think of what is regulated, it's you must provide some sort of security training once a year, right? So like we all know that doesn't work, but that's all that's written into regulation. And they made it so loose and toothless that it doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
And so the only way you do this is new federal cyber laws, or I think that several regulations are ready for a revamp, like HIPAA.
Yeah.
HIPAA should have continuous threat monitoring for every hospital employee, because that's going to be way better than just assessing fines on the back end.
No, you're right. No.
So I think one very important part of this article that aviation expert John Graddick was quoted here, and he basically like wrote our marketing material here. He alluded that it's the third party, and he said that was to blame, and he says Sunwing is just as is just as to blame as its third party for what happened over the past 3 days. You have to make sure that you as a buyer vet the capabilities and functionality of what you're buying. So yeah, he basically says third party risks, pretty serious.
If only there was a platform that made that easy.
There was only
Hackers.
products.
Well, too bad there's not.
There's-
Oh.